Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in today. Welcome to another episode of the Mount Airy Business Leadership Interview Series. I'm Dawn Marie Needle, real estate agent with Northrop Realty, and I'm here today with Ellie Bondi and Rini Schiffler, mother and daughter powerhouse team. Ellie and Rini are the owners of Blossom and Basket Boutique, located at 3 North Main Street in historic downtown Mount Airy. I have known Ellie and Rini for nearly 2 decades, and I am so excited to be able to highlight their business and have the rest of Mount Airy get to know all that they do and what they offer. Thank you, Ellie and Rini, for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
So, how would you describe your business?
A lot. So we are really 2 businesses under one roof. Mm-hmm. We are a full service flower shop, which is what I am in charge of. We are also a full service gift and gift basket company that Mom is in charge of. So I joke all the time is that I'm Blossom and she's Basket. The cool thing is that we get to be business partners and we have each other's back if we need it, but we don't have to step on each other's toes in the day-to-day working of the business, which is wonderful since we still get to like each other after almost 21 years of business. We're going to celebrate 21 years in April, which is really exciting. But really, within the 2 businesses under one roof, we do so many things. So within the flower shop, we do everyday deliveries. We do, ready to go flower arrangements that are on the table, ready to be picked up and taken home. We'll do birthdays, anniversaries. We do florals for funerals and memorial services, but we really specialize in weddings and events. So weddings and bar and bat mitzvahs and really any, shower party that you can think of, we're happy to do flowers for. And then the gift basket and gift shop is a really cool place to be.
Yeah, we have people come in and say, I need a gift for somebody, and they can find something from less than $10 to a larger amount of money. They can spend as much as they want and find something, I think, unique and special and maybe a little different than what you'd find in another shop. We carry candles and jewelry and handbags and
pottery and chocolate and signs and wind chimes, and
we do gift baskets. So we have a gourmet food section. So some people come in just to buy the caramels that we carry or just to buy the chocolate that we carry. But also they can put those items into a collection. And one of the fun things that we can do, because of the 2 sides of the business that we have under one roof, we can do what we call the best of both worlds. So imagine a larger, almost flat basket, and around the edges of it, we can put the items that the person would choose, such as chocolates or tea or cookies or a candle or whatever. And then in the center of that, we can put a vase of flowers. And so instead of a bow on top of the basket, you've got a best of both worlds and under our roof.
Yeah.
I love that. That is an awesome idea. And 21 years, that is amazing. Yeah, like I said, 2 decades before, because I think that I started coming into your shop when it first opened, and that was almost 2 decades ago for sure. That is great. And so what prompted you to open the business and how did you get started?
Okay, so I was 19 and a sophomore in college at Delaware Valley College in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, studying ornamental horticulture and environmental design because I wanted to own a flower shop at some point in time in my life. That was always a dream. Well, not always, but it had become a dream since I had started taking floral design classes in high school. And this business came up for sale. And the couple that owned the business were older and they had gotten some health diagnoses that made them realize that they needed to sell quickly. And the couple knew Mom and knew a little bit of me and kind of my journey through florals, and decided that we were who they wanted to take over. I laughed at them because I was 19 and had no money. And Mom was, working at a local nursery school and had zero retail experience. And we said, no, it's a nice thought, but give me a couple years to finish college and then I'll be ready. And they said, no, now's the time and you're going to do it and it'll be fine. And so we agreed with them. We don't really know why. But they held the mortgage because we didn't have a business plan. We didn't really know what we were doing, but they knew that we could do it. And Mom had faith in me that I knew enough about florals to make it work. Mm-hmm. And we jumped in. So we signed the papers on March 3rd of 2001, and we opened on April 4th of 2001. And with 2 employees at that point in time, one young lady that had been a coworker at a flower shop in Frederick, and one other employee to help Mom in the gift shop side. And first day of the shop, I had to teach Mom how to use the cash register. So we knew that the community needed flowers. I knew that I loved flowers and I was learning to understand the science of them. I was learning the art of them. Mm-hmm. And we started answering the phone and saying yes to whatever people wanted us to do. So they called and said, will you do our wedding flowers? And I said, sure. And they said, will you make gift baskets for this real estate convention? We need 400 in 2 weeks. And we said, yes. And they, called and said, will you come decorate our house for the holidays? And I said, yes. And so without having a true business plan of this is what we're going to do and this is how we're going to do it, we went into it knowing that we had the ability to have a service that we thought the community would appreciate, and the artistic side and the ability to make people happy, and we just kind of started saying yes, and it's taken us this far.
That is wonderful, really. And so amazing that these folks just said, yep, you're the ones. Like, boom, you're the ones. That's it. You're doing it. Mm-hmm. That must have been scary for you though, right? Was it scary?
Terrifying.
Terrifying.
But I also think that we didn't know enough to be as scared as we should have been. Mm-hmm. Or at least I know that I wasn't.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, sure, no problem. Let me sign my life away. Let's sign up for this forever.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is that I was in college studying what I was doing. So, and I worked my schedule out that I could go to class Monday through Thursday morning. I drove home Thursday night. I worked in the shop Friday and Saturday, and I studied and drove home on Sunday. Drove back to school on Sunday. So things were happening during the week and on the weekends that I would have questions about, and I would take them to my professors and say, okay, this plant or this flower came in and it looked like this, and I had pictures or I took samples back. And we then tested those plants in the pathology lab to find out what kind of, illness or sickness it had, and right. What kind of pathogen there was there, just to make sure, so that I was learning at the same time how to work with wholesalers to make sure that I was getting a better product. And it was so incredible to have this team of educators who had been doing this for 25, 30 years, have the wealth of their knowledge to have a question and go to them and say, oh, how should we do this? Or how should we handle this? And they were like, oh, well, you should do this. And this is how you should have your marketing. And this is how you should do, all of your labeling and your tagging. And all of my professors really took what I was doing during the week and we made it into class projects. And it was wonderful.
What a blessing that was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very gratuitous.
Yeah. It was actually fun for me to listen to her talk to the wholesalers, because the wholesalers would send us product, and her responses to them was like, she was educating them. She was saying, well, these were 2 degrees too cold, and that's why they're droopy, or they have this name of this disease.
There's verticillium wilt here, and this is why, and this is botrytis, and this is why. And also, I feel like I have a very young sounding voice now. Just imagine 21 years ago, I sounded like a baby, especially on the phone. And so when I was coming in as a new florist and working with wholesalers who had been doing this for 25 and 30 years, they thought they could get some things past me. And they didn't always understand that I knew what I was talking about. And so I had to educate them on the fact that they could not pull things past me. And it took a couple of years of saying, no, I'm not going to take your old product and charge me double. I'm going to get the new stuff, and I'm going to pay what I deserve to pay. And so it was a little bit of back and forth, but now there's respect on both sides. So that's good.
That's really awesome. So what was the deciding factor for deciding to open your business on Main Street in Mount Airy?
Well, we've actually made the decision twice, because we made the decision to open on Main Street where the business was when we purchased the business, which was at 228 South Main Street. And we were there, and it was wonderful for 6 years. But we knew that we had outgrown our space after about 4 years, because we were at less than 1,000 square feet and 0 parking and no delivery zones. And so we lucked out in finding the building that we're in now, which is also on Main Street at 3 North Main Street, at actually a business card exchange.
Yeah. Through the
Thank you,
chamber.
Mount Airy Chamber of Commerce, business card exchange.
Yes.
And we came across our landlord, and he said, I have a place that would be really good for you, because we just kind of were talking about it, saying, we need to move. We don't know where we should go. We don't know what's available. Does anybody know anything? And Rob Scranton was like, come, let's talk in the corner. I think I have a space for you. And we came up here the next day and signed papers, and it was wonderful. So this building hasn't been here forever. It's been here since the early 80s, but it started out as Van Sant Plumbing and Heating.
I remember that.
And it sat empty for a couple of years. Rob bought it. The town of Mount Airy rented this building for 2 years when Town Hall was being renovated. And then we actually helped Town Hall move out so that we could move in April of 2007. So we've been here since then.
I do remember the first place where you were, the location. That's where I found you. And you had all these great little gifts, like already packaged for teachers.
Yes.
And I was in my glory, like, oh, I can just go grab this, and I don't have to even think about it. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And so what would you say you love most about being downtown on Main Street?
Where we are right now, the parking is amazing for us, because we have a large parking area right in front.
Yep.
The town events bring folks in, especially when we give away wine. They like that.
Of course.
And so, but like the chocolate event will come up in a short time. And so we're going to be giving away chocolates as well as wine.
But being downtown, it's a really cool kind of a sense of community. And I appreciate being downtown and kind of being close to other businesses that are, interested in kind of gathering like-minded customers, which is nice. But where we are physically located, kind of off of Main Street, just kind of set back a little bit, is helpful for parking and delivery, loading and unloading and things like that. almost the most important part for me for the wedding and event business. I've got, vans rolling through here a lot. But one of the things that's almost such a blessing that we didn't understand was going to be such a blessing is having the rails to trail be right next to the building. It's so fun because we have windows to the side where the people on the trail kind of come, and you can see them. They kind of come out the trail and kind of look around like, where am I? And then they look in our windows and like, ooh, I like that. And then they come in and, learn about us. And we've had a few people come in, even just, prior to the winter, more in the fall, who've come in actually for Christmas gifts because they had been walking on the trail, during the summer and fall and had seen things in the windows that they knew that they wanted to buy for the holiday season. So I was like, oh, good. This really does work. Having us positioned where we are, being in the heart of downtown, but also a little bit removed.
Yeah. Thank you to the trails. That's awesome. It's a great story. So what is something that most people might not know about your business?
Great question.
It's a good question. That we are willing to, from my position, my part of the business with the items that we have, we ship anywhere. I can put a gift basket, and now the kind of gift basket that has flowers on the top, I can't put that in a box, but every other gift collection, I can put it in a box and we can ship it to Hawaii or, Texas or wherever you want it to go. So that's, we do ship pretty regularly. Things go out of here, to a few each week, but
so the fact that we, offer local delivery for florals and gift baskets or gift items, in our local area, and then the ability to ship gifts worldwide is probably something that is a little bit lesser known.
Well, absolutely, because I did not know that. So you can put a basket like in a box and ship it to where you need. Like, is it actually a basket that's all done up, or is it just
we just shipped 2 yesterday. It'll be a basket with items in it and cellophane and a bow on the top, and we kind of place it in a larger cardboard box and fill all around it with packing peanuts, and so that it is nestled in there.
And it gets there safely.
That is absolutely something good to know.
At the holidays, I had a family come in with a family photo in a frame, and we put that in the middle of a collection of goodies from Maryland. And it got the parents, I think, had retired to Arizona, and we put like the Maryland flavored peanuts and chips and the Maryland themed items in with this family photo in a pretty basket and shipped it off to Arizona.
That's awesome. So what do you think your customers say that they love the most about your business?
We still say yes.
Yeah. But I also feel like they come in. I also think that, and at least I would hope this, and I've had a lot of people say it, is that they come in as a customer, but then they leave feeling like a friend. And that's really, what we want to do. We want to provide a service, but we want to be, a friendly place to be, to come to ask, if they want to come in and ask questions about how to find the library, come in. We'll say hello. You can say hi to the dog, and we'll, visit for a bit, and we'll send you to the library where, we want people to feel comfortable coming here. And we think that, and we hope that they do.
I do.
Thank you.
For sure. So we talk about, staying local all the time and wanting to encourage our residents to shop local. What do you all do to encourage people who come into your shop to also shop local, go visit the restaurants on our main street, or even within our town limits?
I'm actually working on something right now with a couple of local restaurants coming up on the Valentine's Day holiday, offering when someone makes a reservation to kind of upgrade a bit, and there'll be flowers and things, special on the tables. So we try to, be very kind of positive and forward thinking and sending people places. But we're also, I send people to other places on Main Street all the time. So if somebody comes here and says, oh, I need, something for, oh gosh, okay. So certain situation, there was a death, and in a neighborhood group wanted to send a specific kind of a statue with florals with it. I didn't have what they needed, but I called down to Suda at SK Gifts and I said, hey, do you have something like this? And she said, absolutely. So the customer walked out of my shop, walked down to SK Gifts, picked up what she needed, came back. We built the floral arrangement around the statue and had it delivered. And I got 2 thank you notes for that, from the sender and from the recipient saying, oh my gosh, this was just so wonderful and so thoughtful. And so there's a term that I've heard in business, and it's co-opetition. So we're all in competition for business, but when it's done cooperatively, everybody wins. So I don't want to have everything. I don't want everybody to feel like they have to come here. I want them to go to other places and find wonderful things. We're not big enough to have everything, but the fact that there's other gift shops and jewelry and things like that available on Main Street, it's a wonderful place to be able to kind of go and collect and be positive.
Yeah, and we have a small map of the downtown area that we can give them. Because we have this parking lot here, they end up here sometimes as their first stop. Or they have come here just to turn around and they say, well, what's in there? That says a boutique. And they'll need to see we don't have clothing. but they still are happy to be here. And we can say, oh, if you leave your car here, you can walk just half a block and you can come to 6 different restaurants, and you can have a variety of little shops you can visit. There's a bookstore, there's other things, and there's we do try to encourage them to stay downtown for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, that word boutique is definitely like, oh, it's a boutique. Oh, we have to go. We have to go.
Yeah. I know. Yay. I'm glad you think that.
and what's that word? Co-opetition?
Co-opetition. Yeah.
Co-opetition. I like that word. Yeah.
And it's something that I learned in the wedding and event industry, because in the wedding industry, a bride will need between 10 to 15 vendors, depending on, the scale of their event. And so there's not many different kinds of vendors in the wedding industry. And there might be 300, vendors at a bridal show, 5% or 10 or 15% of us are going to be florists. And so I'm going to be nice to those people, because I never know who's going to need help or when, or, who we're going to get to work together. And so it's feeling of there's enough work to go around, and you might as well be positive about it and just, do the best that you can do. And the people that are meant to work with you are going to find you, as long as you do all the good things. So yeah, co-opetition.
Absolutely. That's a great attitude for sure. So tell me what the future holds for Blossom and Basket Boutique.
Keep answering the phone. Keep saying yes.
Keep saying yes. I was going to say that.
Yep. It'll be really interesting, and we'll keep evolving just the way we have been doing for the past 21 years. We'll see what the world needs. We'll see what our customers need. We'll see, kind of where we fit in the community, and, kind of how we go forward.
Yeah. We've had to morph the business plan for what it was quite a few times, because we opened in the spring of 2001, and then in September was 9/11. And all of a sudden there are no airplanes, and all of our flowers, for the most part, come on airplanes from Central America or Europe.
Or
And-
even from New Jersey.
Yeah.
They still usually get on an airplane to get here. And so when there were no airplanes, there were no fresh flowers at all.
Wow.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 full weeks.
Yep. And so we delivered gift baskets, we delivered plants, we delivered teapots and teacups. We did, what we had, and we, rolled with it.
Yeah.
And then there was a while that we had the DC sniper, and people were scared to go anywhere, but they still needed to send flowers. So we got to deliver them. But at that point in time, we had a white box van. So of course we didn't use that. We were using our personal vehicles because everybody was scared of them at that time. So again, we rolled with it. And then there was the downturn in the economy.
I was going to say, then we built and built and built, and it was all good and wonderful.
Wonderful.
And then 2008-9 happened.
Well, but also think about, we moved into this building in 2007 because we were so busy. We couldn't imagine being in a little space anymore, and it was going to be wonderful. And the trajectory was so wonderful and so great. And then it was 2008. And everybody stopped doing all of their auxiliary gifting.
Yeah.
And so
And then we had the fire too during that time, right?
The downtown fire took 7 businesses out.
yeah. We were
Luckily.
in this building, and so those businesses came in to our parking lot actually, and it made for a very interesting mini mall like
Little village.
of multicolored businesses in the parking lot, and
Yes,
it was lots of fun.
It was fun. It was fun. We liked that.
Yeah.
But when the real economic downturn happened, I, in the gift shop side, had to really rethink all the things that we were selling, because I had some $500 original artwork on the walls, and nobody was spending $500.
But in 2007, they were with at the drop of a hat. It was like, ooh, I came in for a teapot, but I think I need that in my living room, and would just walk out with it.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen anymore.
Right. So I had to totally take out the high dollar pieces and bring in some other pieces, because people still wanted something as a gift or a feel good. They might come in and need a new handbag, but they weren't going to spend $200 on a handbag.
But they had 25.
They had, yeah.
And so we needed to.
So we needed
be able
to do that. Yep. And then after 2010,
then
we started
was
to
when
build again.
Yeah, that was when the weddings
Took off.
side of the business really started to go up. The quantity, the quality, the size, all of it. And that's really kind of what has built us for the past 12 years, to be as busy as we are. And I feel like there's lots of factors that go into it. Part of it is that weddings and events have always been a bright spot in people's lives. And even before the economy came back, which has never gone back to pre-2008, and I don't think that it ever should. But once people felt like they had a little bit more to spend, weddings are so fun and such a celebration that flowers are a really great way to make that celebration feel even more exciting. And so wedding flowers have really, truly kind of taken over. But starting in 2010, we started receiving the award through both the Wedding Wire and the Knot for what they call Best of Weddings. And we've actually received that award every year for the past 12 years. So from 2010 to 2022, we've gotten that award. And that holds a lot of esteem in the wedding and event industry. To just receive it one year is a great honor. After 5 years in a row, we got put into the the Knott's Hall of Fame, which is really kind of great. And now the fact that we're at 12 years in a row is
13.
Oh, it's 13 years.
Yeah.
I can't count.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm an artist.
But now take into effect the last 2 years. Now we're dealing with COVID. So here we go on this up and down thing financially. If COVID shut down
Everything.
We were down, 92% in the wedding aspect of the business for that year.
Yeah.
And so, again, we had to reevaluate and restructure, and we cut down some staff.
Mm-hmm. But guess what we did? We answered the phone and we said yes. We did. Because now, during COVID, if it was your best friend's birthday, you used to be able to pick her up and take her out to lunch and go get a pedicure. And that was a great birthday. You couldn't do that anymore. So you had to send flowers. I'm here for you. Call me. I'll take care of it. You know, we had non-contact delivery, non-contact curbside pickup, and we were able to still send the sentiment that you wanted to, even though you couldn't send or be in person.
Yeah.
And that allowed for us to really still be here and to survive, which is incredible.
Yeah, I've watched you guys grow over all of these years, and it's been amazing. And congratulations on the Knott Award. I saw that on Facebook yesterday that you got it again in 2022. It's fabulous, and it just goes to show all of your talents that you have and you provide to all the events that you do. It's terrific. But this has been awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today. Ellie and Rini, thank you. It's been great to learn about both sides of the business under one roof, and the history. Of course, I knew some of it, of course, already, but it's great to share that with the audience. And I'm excited about where you're headed. Still answering the phone and saying yes, right? I have to say that I've been, you've been wonderful to me. Like I said before, I found you, gave me all my teacher gifts for as long as I needed that for. And then Rini did my daughter's bat mitzvah centerpieces. That was fun. And then for the past 9 years, you've been my go-to for my client gifts, my client gift baskets. So that's also awesome. So, I just say, visit Blossom and Basket Boutique down on historic Main Street, because you will not be disappointed in all of the items that they have to offer. Unique gifts, and talk to them, because if there's something that you're looking for, they might be able to get it or send you to the right person to find it. Did you guys want to just say how to get in touch with you? Website addresses, phone numbers, etc.?
Absolutely. The best phone number to call us is 301-829-8300. Our website is blossomandbasket.com. We're also on Facebook and Pinterest and Instagram. And we'd love to see you come by, say hello to us, and visit the dog and see all the pretty flowers, and just come and visit.
The dog is so cute. I mean, if they come to visit the dog, they might want to take them and steal them away.
Yep.
All right. So thanks again, everyone, so much for tuning in. Thanks. Be sure to visit Ellie and Rini at Blossom and Basket Boutique. And if you have a business that you would like featured, please reach out to me. Once again, I'm Donna Marie Needle with Northrop Realty. You can reach me at 301-466-3086 and at Donna Marie Needle at northroprealty.com. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.